Hey, this is Alfred. So here's the thing. I've been reflecting on habits that have made me a better leader over time, and I thought of doing a quick video. So let's just get into it. So here's the point. I've never heard of someone or a situation where someone comes in and says, I'm the leader, and expect everyone to fall in line and just toe the line and follow him. It just doesn't work that way. It's like saying, I'm rich. Well, everyone knows that you're broke. It just doesn't work that way. If you want to really demonstrate leadership, it's all about your action. Many situations, whether it's in the animal kingdom or in our world, you really have to demonstrate leadership. Lions have to go through many ways of showing that I am the person who can lead this pride. The same thing applies, and even in extreme situations, whether it's a drug cartel and many movies that we see, at the end of the day, what really happens is someone must demonstrate through their habits that they're a great leader. So, you want to improve leadership. Here are my 5 tips in terms of things that I do to try to actually lead my team, or things that I demonstrate. Hopefully, they'll be beneficial to you. So, let's start with something familiar. Number 1, be yourself. Many times, we as human beings try to emulate people, and there's nothing wrong about it. Let's be honest. If you want to emulate Mandela, for example, Mandela had great leadership traits. Everyone would want to emulate certain characteristics from him, and there's nothing wrong about it. Even sometimes we want to emulate Bill Gates, for example. Why? Because maybe he's a tech leader and has been there for a very long time. He's been successful, and there's really nothing wrong about it. However, what is very important is that you were born different. And that's something that we must all accept. Where you've come from, we are all different. So at the end of the day, you must create your own style. I have my own characteristics. I have my own positives and my own negatives. And that's normal. So when you're trying to kind of lead, you must actually take advantage of your strengths or your positives, work on your weaknesses as well, but still you can be able to create your own style. Always remember that. Number 2, you have to be committed to excellence. Excellence is all about never settling for less. Always just being there, trying to do your best, trying to get to a level where you're not satisfied every single day with the level that you got into. Tomorrow you want to be a better. And this comes about also by constant improvement. How can I tweak this formula to become better? How can I improve the efficiency within my company in terms of operations to become better? So it's really a journey of constant improvement. And if it's something that you always train yourself to do that, definitely then it's something that will show in future. Number 3, nobody loves details. But at the end of the day, what is the difference between a great leader and any other leader is all about details. High performance, at the end of the day, produces small gains which add up to success. Now, this is really all about painstaking dedication. I'm just reminded of how, when you look at sports, how great coaches, whether it's in football, really spend time every single day studying competition, trying to find where can I squeeze more performance. Same thing with Formula One and all these places. It's all about those small gains that really add up. whether when you want to really succeed at the top level as a leader, you have to really push yourself. In fact, I want to give you a recommendation of an old movie that you should watch. It's called Any Given Sunday by Al Pacino, who is the main actor. And in there, he talks about to his players the benefit of working hard to gain those small inches, because that is the difference between winning and losing. I'd love to hear your feedback about that movie, because it's a great movie. Let's move on. Number 5. Most of the time, we tend to be short-sighted of things or long-sighted. For many leaders or great leaders, you have to have a balance of both. Now, it's not easy, and it's something that I also will not say that it's easy for me, but just being able to see things right from the short-term perspective and a long-term perspective. Remember that all decisions that you take should take into consideration both long-term and short-term. So for example, if you're trying to make your decision in terms of your cash flow of your company or your employees, how will it impact you in the short term? How will you survive in the long term? Okay. Now, one thing I should warn you: the decisions that you make, both in the short term and long term, should be all about affecting the company and not you. Please, no emotions in every decision, because sometimes emotions get the better of us, and that is normal. But if you try to separate the two, just imagine being a doctor and you have to make a decision. Most of the time, all the time, a doctor has to separate between what is right and actually separating emotions on the side. I guess that's why doctors never treat themselves, right? Last point, which is also quite important, is, and I think everyone, this should be your number one. It's actually being accountable. Being accountable to yourself and to your organization. Excuses are very, very contagious. That means if I say something or excuse myself or try to create an excuse for a point, someone else will copy it from me, and that's normal, right? And most of the time, excuses lead to finger pointing. He says, you said, I said, he said, and all these things, and it doesn't work. It will not help anyone. So it's all about trying to avoid excuses and just being accountable. And always remember, as we conclude, is just being able to be accountable to yourself, being honest with yourself, being honest with everyone, showing everyone that I'm accountable to the company. If you're able to remember those things, I think it's very important. So yeah, let's just do a quick summary of, again, the 5 things that I think are very important. Is 1, be yourself. I think that's very, very important. 2, be committed to excellence. 3, be detail oriented. 4, having the ability to be short-sighted and long-sighted. And finally, being accountable to yourself. Let me know what other points that I think you're quite important for you, and what your thoughts are on this. So till next time, cheers, bye.